What is going on, everyone? Apparently, Europe is having a little bit of a heat wave. At least that's what I keep seeing on my feed.
Take a look at me right now. This is what happens when the UK has a heat wave.
It's been pretty damn hot here in the US as well. I think, let's see here. Where are we at today? Currently, it's 87 where I'm at in my city. Not too bad. It's been a couple of weeks ago. It was extremely hot, up in like 95, 98, 60% humidity. What is that in Celsius? I think that's what, like 32, 33, 34 maybe? I'm not too sure. But let's check out what's going on with the heat wave in Europe. I got some fun ones in here for you. Smash the like button. Let's dive in.
Americans, I'm not being silly, yeah? But just take a look at me right now. Do you know what I'm doing? I'm sat in my kitchen trying to cook dinner. No, I haven't been for a
Dude
run.
is soaked.
No, I haven't been lifting weights. I've just been sitting here and stirring the pot every now and again. This is what happens when the UK has a heat wave. You are just in a puddle all day long. And you know why that is? It's because we don't have any air conditioning. No houses have aircon.
So wild.
In America, okay, it might be hot, humid in the day, but at least in the evening, when you go back to your home, you can click that button, put the AC on, and be nice and chilled. Get some goose pimples because you're a little bit cold. In the UK, when we have hot weather, it is barbaric. There is no way to get away from the heat. Ain't nobody got a swimming pool, maybe a paddling pool, but nothing like that. Nothing like they have in the US, man. No ice, no ice dispensaries, no aircon. This is going to be me all night now. Like, how am I going to go to bed? I'm going to go to bed in a puddle of my own sweat. Take me back to America.
You know, I don't think I ever appreciate AC as much as I do until I see this video right here. I can handle heat throughout the day, like throughout the middle of the day when I'm out and about. It's hot, whatever, it kind of sucks. You open my front door, it's like a blast, you can barely breathe. But he is right. At night, air is set to 72 Fahrenheit, and I'm cool. Let's check out the comments. Who's going to tell him the aircon stays on all day even when you're at work? It's true. I mean, I work from home, but usually if we leave the house, we don't turn the air off just because keeping the house cool, the air conditioning doesn't have to work as hard when it's just keeping the house at a stable temperature. To whereas if you let it get up in here to 85 degrees in the middle of the day and then try cranking on in the middle of the night or when you get home, it's going to take a lot more energy and a lot more time. This one says, in America, if a house doesn't have air conditioning, we do something about it. I'm not sure what that means. I don't think you can just buy an air conditioner in the UK. Like, they don't just sell them. You can't just install one, right? Buy a window AC unit. I'm sure he's probably thought about that. With love from Langley, I refuse to subscribe to the we don't have aircon narrative. Okay, so you guys do have air, this person's saying. No sympathy when portable air conditioning is cheap. Okay, so you guys have like the portable ones that like go out the window, right? I used to have one of those back in my younger days when I didn't have air conditioning. Fun fact, the house I grew up in, 18 years of my life, no AC. I had no AC for 18 years, so I feel y'all. And I was in Southern California, really hot. Buy a portable AC unit. Okay, everyone's just going to comment the same thing. Let's go to the next one.
Most people don't know this, but Germany does not have air conditioning. Normally, we don't need air conditioning. You just luften, open a window. Right now, we're in a heat wave. I am telling you, it is hot. It feels so hot, and you can't do anything about it. I don't even own a fan. I don't know why, but I never needed it. Like, the summer has never been that hot that I needed a fan. Now, I'm dying. Everyone's dying. I don't even know what to wear because it's so hot outside. You just don't want to wear anything. I swear, I was just in the U-Bahn, and it was colder in the U-Bahn than it was in my apartment. That's telling you something. I think it's about time that Germany gets on board with air conditioning. A lot of Germans think that air conditioning makes you sick. So if you go outside and then inside, outside, inside, that you get sick. That could be true. I don't know about that. It's very unlikely. I think that's one of the main reasons why there's no air conditioning in Germany. Because people think that air conditioning makes you sick. Who's laughing now? Because we are all dying from the heat and we can't do anything about it. But what do you think? Are you team air conditioning in Germany or not? Let me know in the comments. That's it. Bye.
Okay. I rarely ever get sick, and I go in and out of hot and cold. I don't think that you get sick from it. Let's go to the comments here. What do we got going on? Germany lives in 1950. I don't think so. Okay. I don't trust anyone that doesn't have AC. Okay, that's a stupid comment. So you don't trust like 80% of the world, 75% of the world? That's got to be what it is, right? When you think about like India, how many people are in India, China that don't have AC? AC all the way. Yeah, I don't think anyone's saying that they don't like AC. German cars don't have AC in Germany? I'm sure they do, right? I don't think she's talking. Is she in a car, bro? What are you talking about? I'd rather get a little sick than suffocate with heat. Okay. Yeah, true stuff. It's 50 degrees here and we drink tea outside. I don't know what that means. 50 degrees? You gotta clarify, Celsius or Fahrenheit. I live in the Mediterranean. We use AC 6 months a year and we don't get sick with it. It's clear that global warming is happening. Just invest in a portable AC. Yeah, but if global warming is happening, wouldn't getting an AC unit contribute to global warming? It's kind of counterintuitive there, but all right. I'm just making jokes, you guys, all right? Don't take it seriously. I have AC in my house and I live in Germany. All right, so some German people have AC in their house. Just not everyone, I guess. Not that many people. Let's go to the next one.
Because I've seen so many videos about Americans complaining about us complaining about the heat. And it's like, you have no idea. You've got no idea what we're experiencing. We are living in brick houses that were built to survive the fucking ice age. It's just pure insulation.
No AC.
No
Yes.
AC. We don't have the infrastructure to deal with this.
We weren't even allowed to take our blazers off at school.
It's shocking.
We were down to 30 degrees and you have to say, Miss, please can I take my blazer off? What the fuck do you mean?
UK only has the infrastructure to just deal with drizzle and really dreary, sad days.
We've got like barely any countryside left. There's no wind plane.
The places that we go are pubs built in the fucking 1700s. The pubs that we go to are older than your country. They're built
Yes.
to withstand anything
Except
for the heat. It's ridiculous.
And then they're too old to put AC in.
I can't. These things are like, it's like brick, insulation, brick.
I'm like sweating from the back of my thighs and it is 10:30.
Me too. My seat is dampened.
Is that why everyone's like, she's sitting, they're recording in the car because they're trying to get some AC? All right, I'm not laughing at their pain. I mean, maybe like slightly, but you know, I feel for everyone that doesn't have AC, you know, and maybe some people don't want it, you know, like we open up the windows. It's just when it's 90 degrees outside or like 95 degrees, I think that would be like whatever in the 30 Celsius for you guys. It gets in the 40 Celsius for us sometimes, 100, 105 degrees. Yeah, you're like, okay, thank God we have AC. All right, let's go to the comments. Who's going to tell them that we have brick houses too? Yeah, true. I live in a brick house. As an American who has experienced a UK heat wave, y'all are being dramatic. Okay. So is it not that bad? The portable air conditioner was invented in 1945. You guys have had literally 80 summers to get on board with getting AC. That's pretty funny. All right, let's go to the next one.
It's time to settle the debate. What's worse, UK heat waves or American heat waves? I feel pretty qualified. I've been to America more times than I can count, and I've experienced various American heat waves, and I've lived in the UK with a heat wave. So, the UK doesn't even come close, mate. There is nothing that comes close to an American heat wave. This was an article put out by the UK in regards to a heat wave. That right there is 26 Celsius. For Americans, that's 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Americans have their AC on that temperature.
He's not lying. 78 degrees, that's like a beautiful day. That's like perfect weather. 75 to like 78 outside. Amazing. I love that. They had a news article for that?
Your breath, you walk outside and you can swallow the air. Don't get me wrong,
yes,
it can get hot in the UK, but to simply compare it to an American heat wave is barbaric. American heat waves are like nothing I've ever experienced before. And the people who say a UK heat wave is worse than an American heat wave haven't experienced an American heat wave. There is so much difference between the two, it shouldn't even be a debate. But here we are, debating it. American heat wave wins every single time.
All right, I got to see the comments on this one. 78 degrees has me opening my windows and enjoying the fresh air. Yeah, that's true. 78 degrees is beautiful. I wonder if that was just like a weird article that came out. America has Death Valley. End of discussion. Yeah, I don't think there is a debate on which one is hotter. Like, clearly the USA gets way hotter, but then again, in the UK or in Europe, you're having to endure the heat with nothing to really relieve you other than maybe jumping in a pool if you have one. In Texas, it's 85 at night, day 110 plus. Yeah, that's true. I've been in 110 degree weather in California. It's horrible. Also in Florida. Florida's definitely worse because in Florida, it can be 105, 106, 110 with humidity. California's a little different, but yeah. It's currently 99 degrees Fahrenheit with the real feel at 119. No lie. Yeah, he's not lying. This guy from America. All right, let's go to the next one.
Now, I'm pretty sure this post was only relevant after this mind-blowing stat was just revealed. More Europeans are kicking the bucket because of heat than the U.S. with firearms. So Americans heard this, and they've been running wild with it. And the thing is, you might think, oh, well, obviously there's a lot more people that live in Europe, Drew, than in the U.S. This still does not account for all these deaths. And the lack of AC has got to be a big contributor. For example, Great Britain, only 18% of people that responded to this poll have air conditioning. Holy that compared to Japan at 84%. And we Americans are only at 64. I thought we were like the masters, the king of the AC.
I
or
thought
the
it'd be
king
higher
of
than
wasting energy, that's for sure. I say this as I have a fan blasting on me back there. Now here's the thing, you gotta consider climate change when it comes to this stuff. It's obviously getting a lot hotter in places that are definitely not used to this. Like, should we be surprised that Australia's third here? No, they literally live in a giant desert continent. Like, of course they need AC. But now look at Italy. Italy's a European country, and Italy is the highest on this list in terms of European countries.
Okay, so Italy has got AC. But yeah, they're down at the very, like, obviously Italy is going to have like way more AC than the UK, or absolutely probably none in Norway. Nobody has it in Norway, right?
Continent in southern Europe, they're definitely way more used to higher temperatures, so they've had to deal with that hotter climate for basically their entire existence, and certainly they're more used to it than all of the UK. And that's pretty much how it goes across the board. If you look at the countries with the most AC, they do tend to be hotter or specifically humider. Not sure if I could say humider or more humid, but certainly that is the case for China, South Korea, Japan, India even. Can't imagine living in Saudi Arabia without AC. But just look at how the world is blowing out Europe. Europe here, according to this, is only at 10%. That's crazy. Again, when you include the whole of Europe, though, you're also including a lot of very northern countries, maybe even Russia, the Nordics. They don't need AC almost ever. Well, maybe they will one day, sadly, if climate change continues. Besides AC, though, I was literally just watching a TikTok of an Irishman making fun of us Americans for having propellers on our ceilings. I've been to Europe so many times, I didn't even connect that they don't have these.
Do you guys think this is wild? I've always had this thought. What if there was like a pole shift? Stay with me here. What if a pole shift is actually happening? I think it kind of is. They say that the poles move, I don't know, like 100 feet or something every year. Is it accelerating? I got to do some research on that. Maybe that's why we're getting like so much crazy heat. Like a crazy pole shift is coming or something. Fun conspiracy theory.
Not as nice as having AC, but maybe this will help the Europe situation a little bit. Last thing I want to point out is just in general, energy costs a lot more in Europe. A lot of Americans say, why don't all the Europeans just buy those ugly, giant, portable AC units? I have one. But do you realize how much power these things suck up? These things are so expensive. One summer when I had it just blasting like day and night, my electricity bill was like $400. I'm not even kidding. And I live by myself. I don't even really use much electricity.
Yeah, I remember I had one of those, the portable. I know I just said it. Yeah, very, very expensive. And I can't imagine with like most European countries having utility costs so much higher. That's probably why people aren't using portable air conditioners, as we'll see in some of the comments. Let's check them out. But in the north of Europe, why should we buy AC for like 2 weeks of heat a year? Yeah, doesn't make sense in north of Europe. In the first graph, AC percentage in India is 56%. And in the second graph is 5%. So the margin of error is over 1,000%. No difference than pure guessing. Yeah. Someone says, we have AC in Europe. There is AC. He just explained that in the graph. Per capita, the same amount of people die from heat in the USA as in the UK. So no, we don't need AC. Okay, on to the next one. All right, so it's been so hot that we've been getting wildfires.
More than 100 on the world-famous Italian island of Sardinia had to be rescued from the sea, forced there by the fast-moving fire. This woman found on a rock her beach bag beside her. This was another tourist island, Kythera in Greece. In a northern suburb of the capital, Athens, volunteers helped firefighters with hose pipes, while others escaped from a balcony. Houses are burning, this local says. They're burning here, they're burning over there. This weekend alone, 500 Greek firefighters faced 50 wildfires, 5 of them major conflagrations. One cause, intense summer heat, similar to this week's soaring US temps. Parts of Greece close to 111 degrees.
Damn,
even
that's hot.
closing the Acropolis at one stage. In neighboring Turkey, one site recorded a record temperature of 122 degrees. There, another fire was bearing down on the country's 4th largest city.
Okay, so send in thoughts to anyone who's near any wildfires in Greece. Hopefully y'all are doing all right. I've experienced that multiple times. I've been evacuated more times than I can count on my hands growing up, because I grew up in the mountains of Southern California, so we had wildfires all the time. I always got evacuated. House almost burnt down like 3 times. Let's go to the comments. What's 122 degrees Fahrenheit normal temperature? Oh, gosh. What's that, you guys? I know it, like, the higher it goes, it kind of change, like 40 maybe, 42, 43. I don't know. Such devastating news. My thoughts are with everyone affected by these wildfires. Yep, my thoughts are too. Started after open migration invitations by Angela Merkel years ago. Does this seem like a coincidence? Never happened before. Okay, come on now. And with all these, Trump thinks we live the global cooling. Okay, I can't handle. Why has everything always got to get political? Let's check out this one.
Okay, so this person here is asking, is UK heat hotter than US heat?
And we are in a pretty good spot to answer that question, considering we have spent many years in the UK.
Just saw him, right?
We've now spent
a lot of time in the US.
Bit of time in the US in the summer as well. And I'm going to be honest with you, there is nothing like the US heat. The heat waves over there are completely different. You have the heat and the humidity combined, both getting you from both angles. In the UK, you get some bad humidity.
I think the reason why people in the UK complain about the heat is because we're not used to it. We don't get a lot of hot days here, do we?
No, we don't. We're not
Maybe
used to
like a few hot days per year, and that's it. I mean, it's pretty humid here. Like the other day, it was 80% humidity, which is pretty much a big deal.
That's pretty thick.
We're not used to the hot weather. That's why in the UK people moan about it so much, because they're like, oh my god.
Yeah, you guys are accustomed to it. We're not.
Yeah.
We're literally
and also,
not used
you guys
to it.
have most people have AC to like cool down in the evening. The reason in the UK it's horrible is because you're hot all night as well, because you can't cool down.
We don't have AC. Well, most people don't have AC.
So the heat, just so we can get to the point, the heat in the US is definitely worse.
All right, they got to be like a couple that both do TikToks, because he was in the other one. Same guy, right? Looks like the same guy. UK heat wave with no AC equals pretty miserable, very uncomfortable. US heat wave with no AC equals people literally die. Enough said. Yeah. 103 today, 90% humidity, East Texas. What is this like? Is there like a battle going on between like, why do people always have to find things to like argue about? Like, no, we're hotter. No, we're hotter. Like, how about it's just fucking hot? All right, we don't need to argue about who's hotter.
More Europeans die of summer heat than Americans die of gun violence. Here are the numbers for 2023. 46,728 deaths from gun violence. Same year, Europe has 3 times just about 175,000 people dead from summer heat. And by the way, that's because either Europeans are too poor for AC,
First of
or
all,
because they're...
That is just a crazy stat that many people die from both. But like, I kind of already knew the gun deaths. A lot of it is suicide, but the 175,000 people die from a heat wave, just heat exhaustion. That's fucking crazy.
Governments have regulations against AC units. Yes, I'm completely serious. A lot of Europeans believe AC is not healthy for you. And, maybe they're right. Maybe it's not perfectly healthy for you. But what I do know is that at least 175,000 of them have died of heat stroke. So yeah, maybe Europeans should start actually getting AC units.
All right, we're going to end on that. I got to hear from you guys. This is all kind of new to me. I never even knew until maybe like a month and a half ago that Europe didn't have AC. Once I started this channel and I started learning more and more about Europe, all the different countries. Watched another video the other day up on this. But anyway, let me know if you guys have AC, if you want it, or if you think it's unhealthy for you. Just give me your opinion. I'm like super curious. I'm gonna check the comments. Well, and on that note, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Stay cool. Get some fans. I think we got what? We got like a month left. How hot is it gonna be this upcoming week in Europe? Let's check Germany. Let's go to Munich. Daily. Damn. It's gonna be 90 on Saturday. It's a couple days from now. That's pretty hot. All right, stay cool, guys. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next one. Peace.